element of products pricing and the desire to control the dynamics of it has been the most topical issue in Nigeria for more than a week. First was a reported one-month ultimatum handed down by the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission to Nigerian traders to crash the prices of their products or face the consequences. And then a few days after that, the decision of government to increase the price of petrol, critically at a point when millions of citizens were already going through a lot to access the product. Adewale Ojerinde is director of Nigeria Employers Consultative Association, the umbrella organization of employers in the organized private sector in Nigeria. He joins us now to x-ray the twin situations and their possible impact on his direct constituency. Good to have you on Newsday, sir. My first question to you is, what is your reaction to the recent hike in the price of PMS, which now stands between 855 naira and 897 per liter?
Thank you for having us. I think the reaction of many Nigerians, I think is quite shocking, quite worrisome. And coming from where we were coming from, increasing cost of goods and services, the expectation was that something definitive would be done to actually reduce the price. We've heard that the Port Harcourt refinery is coming on board this month. The support of the Dangote refinery also primed to start producing and selling petrol. The whole expectation is that at least there should be a breather for organized businesses and for Nigerians. But unfortunately, we had the news, which was still shocking as it were.
Now, I'm wondering, what role the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission, that's the FCCPC, should be playing in this matter. We know that it had said earlier that it has no plans to regulate prices in the Nigerian market, but its mandate is to curb exploitative practices and maintain a competitive marketplace. What's your view on this stance? How does that affect businesses at the moment?
Well, if the price of fuel now, if it's not exploitative, then I wonder what it is. And probably the FCCPC should rise up to the occasion and challenge the NNPC for how did they arrive at this astronomical price. But having said that, I think within the context of the engagement with the FCCPC, I think our position remains that the agency doesn't, while it can protect consumers, it doesn't expressly or it can be the alpha in fixing prices of goods and services. But there are a lot of things that goes into the cost content. And if you don't address those issues that builds up the cost, then you cannot come to the shelf and determine the cost. It's as simple as that.
Well, with the PMS price hike, there really is a concern that transportation costs and the prices of goods and services will rise dramatically. Businesses are already grappling with inflation and high operational costs. What kind of ripple effect do you anticipate this will have on Nigeria's economy, particularly cost of living, doing business, and the manufacturing and service sectors?
There's something that economists call wage goods, or products, services, or goods that every individual, whether you like it or not, you must expend some level of resources on. You must expend some level of income. And a critical part of that group of goods or that group of services is transportation. It's at the heart of a lot of things. And at the heart of transportation itself is petrol and diesel. Petrol significantly for the masses and diesel significantly for organized businesses. So once the price of fuel goes up, the transportation costs will go up, logistics costs will go up, everything around it will go up. The rent will go up, cost of food will go up, everything associated with transportation will react automatically the way they do react in this environment. So the increase in cost has a consequential, immediate, and negative effect on the price of everything that has to do with transportation. And that is the fear of organized businesses. Because we are still smarting from the issue of the national minimum wage. How do we pay the 70,000 minimum wage? We are still engaging with the unions, with employees. How do we innovatively survive the issues of the national minimum wage? And this has come again to directly eat the purchasing power of the employees. And the employees will naturally look back to the employers to say, look, things have increased, then how will the employer react? So those are the dynamics that we're trying to resolve currently, innovatively, from all fronts. But it's quite unfortunate that we find ourselves in this situation. The position for organized business that we have canvassed is this. We should be talking about the issue of fuel price increase. We should be interrogating the key fundamentals, which we have reiterated many times. Why is the Port Harcourt refinery not working up till now? After many turnaround maintenances, why are we still here? The Dangote refinery is ready to sell. Why are we not leveraging on that opportunity that it gives the Nigerian masses, gives the Nigerian government to do the needful and save ourselves from this embarrassment? Meanwhile, there's no alien here. We are all Nigerians. The fuel that will be sold is being sold to Nigerians. So we find it difficult to comprehend why we refuse to deal with the inherent contradictions. We keep inflicting pain on ourselves, and we're all acting as if everything is fine.
So I'm wondering, at the moment, what measures do you think can be taken urgently at this point to cushion the impact of this price hike on businesses and, of course, ordinary Nigerians? Like you said earlier, the new minimum wage has not even yet been implemented, yet we have to deal with this price hike, making, nonsense of the so-called new minimum wage. How do we cushion the impact?
I think we should just divorce ourselves from this context of cushion. Palliatives. Those are short-term interventions when the fundamentals are beyond your control. But when the fundamentals are within your control, why do we need to cushion anything? If we can bring up the Port Harcourt refinery to be working, we will have to buy fuel at the price we are currently buying. If the Dangote refinery is selling, as of this afternoon, we read that the brand and communication director for Dangote said the NNPC is not off taking fuel yet from the depot. Why are they waiting? These are fundamentals that are within our control. Why don't we control it? So issue of palliative, issue of cushioning should not even arise. We should deal with the fundamentals, and the price will come down naturally. If we are refining locally, then the issue of landing costs will be generally out of it. The issue of sourcing for dollars to import will naturally be out of it. So those are the key fundamentals we should deal with, which are within the control of government. So the issue of palliatives will not take us anywhere. The issue of cushioning it will not take us anywhere. Let's address the fundamentals now, and let's get the price of fuel crashing.
In your view, should the FCCPC, which is responsible for ensuring fair market practices, intervene in the rising PMS prices? And what role, if any, could price control mechanisms play in mitigating the effects of this increase? Particularly with concerns over potential exploitation by retailers or distributors. In fairness to the FCCPC, I think the dynamics of pricing the oil and gas industry is quite different. It's a whole different ball game that is still within the context of our control. The Dangote Group mentioned this morning that it is not within their control to fix the price of how much they will sell a liter of fuel. That is still the government that still has the prerogative to address the issue of how much it will cost, because it is highly regulated. Now, the government is supposed to serve Nigerian citizens. We are not going to sell the petrol to aliens. So the issue of want to make profit from aliens, make profit from non-citizens doesn't arise. We are selling to our citizens, and Nigerians, we think seriously, should benefit in whatever context from the opportunity that God has given us to have crude oil in our backyards. I think there should be some advantage that the Nigerians should benefit from having crude in
our country? Those are the issues that I think we need to interrogate. But for the FCCPC to go and influence or direct the NNPC to fix the price, I think it might be beyond the powers that the Act actually give them. But there's no reason why the fuel price should increase exorbitantly. We will find it. We have many NNPC across the world, NNPC in Angola. Brazil have its own NNPC. In fact, most OPEC countries have their own form of NNPC. And none of them, I'm not sure, is declaring the kind of humongous loss that we find ourselves declaring. And those are the issues that we think we should interrogate.
Should explore the opportunity which the new Dangote refinery offers. But we understand that the NNPCL is set to become the sole buyer of petrol from Dangote refineries. What are your thoughts on this? Is this a positive or negative sign, for business owners, for Nigerians, in the face of this new price hike?
So invariably, the NNPC buys from Dangote or for whatever refinery, then the NNPC becomes the monopoly, selling at another price to marketers. I think we can really do better than that. We can, the way we are decentralizing a lot of things, I think this process can also be decentralized so that let some level of flexibility be made to bear within the context of the distribution. If the reason is price control, then it's understandable, and then the price should not be as exorbitant or as high as we currently have it. The reasons behind making NNPC the only off-taker from Dangote refinery, we wouldn't know. There might be credible reasons, national interest reasons for it to be like that, but we wouldn't know the reason. But we think we can be more flexible within the context of distribution. The most important thing is fuel is available across the length and breadth of this country and at a price that is not exploitative, basically.
Okay, thank you, Adewale Ojerinde, for talking to us about this recent increase in PMS prices and its implications.